so tight you'd think that I might explode, right?
This song does the same thing that the first one does, but instead of just focusing on Joey and Dick, it introduces us to the rest of the characters that are going to be important to the overall plot. So the first people that we fully get introduced to in this song is Sally and her vagina, Miss Cooter. Sally is Joey's neighbor, who we do meet briefly in the opening number, but we really get to know her in this one. She, as I believe I just mentioned, I'm not 100% sure, but we'll find out when this gets edited, is Joey's neighbor, and also has a very big crush on him. We also very much get from the song that Sally has lived a bit of a sheltered life. Now, we don't know if this was caused by her parents or just who she is as a person, because it's never really mentioned, and it's not really all that important. But with this song, Sally acknowledges that her overall attitude, and in some ways her appearance, which is less than great, has stopped her from really opening up and meeting people, basically. And as a result, Miss Cooter has also lived a very sheltered life, and she makes it very clear that she wants to get out into the world. And so with this song, we see Sally kind of gearing herself up to finally allow herself to really put herself out there. The next verse in this song is really just a doubling down of Joey's and Dick's motivation. There isn't really anything else added to it. And then finally, we get introduced to Vanessa and her best friend, Tiffany. But the next verse of important information that we get from the song actually comes from their vaginas. Tiffany's vagina, the old snatch, is very much just kind of done with dicks in general. We find out in this song that Tiffany has slept with a lot of people, and as a result, the old snatch is just very, very tired. And this anti-dick personality very much affects everything that the old snatch does moving forward. On the other hand, we have Vanessa's vagina, Flopsy. Now, one of the things that we find out is that Vanessa does have a boyfriend, Rick, but she has since broken up with him because she heard through the grapevine that he was cheating on her. But she has spent her life only having one boyfriend, and Flopsy basically complains about that. However, I do think that she comes to pretty much the same conclusion that the old snatch does. While it is kind of hard to tell if she does with this song, we do find out later on that when Vanessa agrees to sleep with somebody else, Flopsy is very clearly not happy about it. So it isn't particularly clear, but I do think that while these two characters have very different reasons for coming to this conclusion, they do ultimately come to the same conclusion. And finally, of course, we have Tiffany and Vanessa. So one of the things that we do get with this particular verse of this song is that Vanessa and Tiffany are very clearly close friends. They're very, very different people, but they still very clearly care about each other. So Tiffany wants Vanessa to feel better, and her idea is for Vanessa to sleep with somebody. And because she wants to make Rick jealous, she tries to find the most unsavory person that she can think of, that person being Joey Richter. And while Vanessa does agree to do it, this song makes it very clear that she's not necessarily the most enthusiastic. Like, she does agree to do it, but the line in the song is that she says, at the very least, this might be kind of fun. So, you know, not the most ringing endorsement. Finally, the final verse has all the characters come together and the rest of the cast comes on stage, and it just kind of reminds us that this is a musical that's taking place in a high school. So, with all of the characters introduced and their motivations sussed out and the setting firmly established, the stage is finally set, pun intended, for the show to officially begin. But that is it for this week's song. Tune in next week for next week's song. See you then.
Finally ready, so ready to